Fertilization in humans is internal. It takes place inside the body of the female. Semen, which contains the sperms, is introduced into the female genital tract during the act of copulation. The deposition of sperms in the vagina is called insemination. Human sperms are motile and rapidly swim towards the ovum, lying in the fallopian tube. The sperms pass the cervix, enter the uterus, and finally reach the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. This is the site where the ovum lies and fertilization takes place. When a sperm meets the ovum is in the secondary oocyte stage. It has not yet completed its second meiotic division. The fusion of sperm and ovum is called fertilization. For fertilization to take place, the sperms must be released in the vagina during the period that the egg is alive, that is, within 24 hours after ovulation. The sperm has to pass through the corona radiata and the zona pellucida to reach the plasma membrane of the ovum. When it reaches the zona pellucida, the acrosome releases its contents of lytic enzymes. These enzymes dissolve the zona pellucida. The sperm plasma membrane then fuses with the egg plasma membrane. This fusion triggers the secondary oocyte to complete its second meiotic division. The second meiotic division is also unequal and leads to the formation of a second polar body and a haploid ovum. The nucleus of the ovum is now called the female pronucleus. The cortical granules present below the egg plasma membrane release enzymes which harden the zona pellucida and block further entry of sperms. The sperm nucleus now enters the cytoplasm of the ovum. The sperm nucleus is now termed the male pronucleus. The male and female pronuclei come together and fuse. The male and female chromosomes mix. This event is called karyogamy or amphimixis. Fertilization is thus completed. The fertilized ovum is called the zygote. Identical twins are formed when the zygote splits into two. Each split portion then develops into a complete new individual, and both are exactly identical to each other. On the other hand, non-identical or fraternal twins are formed when two separate eggs develop in the mother's body and they get fertilized by two separate sperms. Human beings have 46 chromosomes, out of which 44 are autosomes and the remaining 2 are sex chromosomes. The human male contains 44 autosomes plus 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. So, 50% of the gametes formed by the male will have X and 50% will have Y chromosomes. The human female contains 44 autosomes plus 2 X chromosomes. So, all gametes formed by the female will have X chromosomes. The sex of the baby depends on the sperm that fertilizes the ovum. The ovum contains 1 X chromosome and 22 autosomes. If the sperm that fertilizes the ovum carries an X chromosome, then the zygote will have 2 X chromosomes and the embryo will develop into a female offspring. But if the sperm that fertilizes the ovum carries a Y chromosome, then the zygote will have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome and the embryo will develop into a male offspring.
Now the cell is called a zygote, which is the very first cell of the new human being. The stage of cleavage begins. In this process, the cell continues to divide into 2 cells, then 4, then 8, At the 16-cell to 32-cell stage, the embryo is referred to as a morula, since the shape resembles a mulberry. The cells are still enclosed by the zona pellucida. Thus, after each cell division, while the number of cells increases, the size of each cell diminishes. Finally, the blastocyst is formed. The blastocyst consists of a fluid-filled cavity, the cells of the embryoblast, also known as the inner cell mass, and the trophoblast. The embryoblast is the initial structure that will form the new human being, whereas the trophoblast is the origin of the placenta and membranes.
The trophoblast layer attaches to the endometrium, and the cells of the inner cell mass continue differentiation and development. The blastocyst burrows into the uterine lining. This occurs about 7 days after fertilization. The embedding of the blastocyst into the wall of the uterus is called implantation. The blastocyst sinks into a pit formed in the endometrium. The endometrium grows around it and the blastocyst gets completely buried in it. After successful implantation, the embryo continues its development.